मैं कशो ताज़ा करे फिर सुन्नते बादा चलो.
Assalamu alaikum, Imam Sahib. Could you explain to the viewers your position and your responsibility in Jalsa Salana?
Well, I'm a very humble servant of the Jamaat. My designation at the moment is the Imam of the London Mosque and also the officer in charge for Jalsagah. Jalsagah means that place where the meeting takes place, the Jalsa takes place.
Imam Sahib, with your wealth of knowledge and experience, is there any fond memory? I'm sure there's hundreds of memories, but one fond memory that sticks in your mind that you would like to share with our audience?
Well, you are right, there are so many things one can mention, and really very fond memories are there. But just at this moment I would like to share with you one of my observation in 1985. That was 1 year after the arrival of Huzur Rahimahullah Ta'ala to Britain. And after we acquired Islamabad as the center of the Jamaat, the very first Jalsa in Islamabad was held in 1985. And at that time the soil was not very strong. It was quite muddy and soft, and moreover there was heavy rain. And as a result of that there was a lot of mud all around. And some cars and the trucks and big vans, they were all stuck in the mud. At that time, somehow, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih IV, Rahimahullah Ta'ala, he came to know that there is a problem going on outside. The cars are stuck, Khuddam are helping them to bring them out. So he graciously came out. And he actually came to that very site where the cars and the buses, they were stuck in mud. And the Khuddam were pushing them behind with utmost force. So Huzur looked at them and encouraged them. And sometime he stood just on the back of the car or the truck, and when the wheels moved, there was a lot of mud even coming to him. And his echkan and clothes, they were all covered with that mud. And he was standing there, not worried about anything. He encouraged the Khuddam to put in their best effort to take these things out. And when the process was over almost, then Huzur met those Khuddam by way of encouraging them and thanking them. He not only shook hands with all those people whose hands were not very so clean, and sometime he embraced, or I should say these people, they embraced Huzur, and with all the mud and the marking and other things on their clothes. So this was a great scene to be remembered there, because Khalifatul Masih was there to encourage and to give thanks to those people who were dedicatedly serving for the guest of the Jalsa Salana who had come here. The same Jalsa is that in those days we used to hire an old type of marquees, and you know that there is a bamboo in the middle, and around that there is a small hole or opening. As the heavy rain was there, Huzur was presiding on one session of Jalsa Salana. He was on the stage, there was a big table in front of him, he was sitting, and a cup of tea was brought for him so that he can have a sip during the proceeding of the Jalsa. So it so happened that when the cup was full with tea and the rain was going on, some drops of the rain, they fell exactly into the cup of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih. And there was some tea coming out of that, and it did not soil the clothes anyway, but it was something very strange to see. Suddenly it happened, and Huzur said, okay, take this cup away and bring another one. So he just took it very lightly, but we do remember that that was also one of the very fond, very innocent type of memory which is there in my mind at this time.
Jazakallah, Imam Sahib, for sharing. Imam Sahib, looking at Jalsa Salana and challenges every year and new additions every year, mashallah, the Jamaat brings out, could you please elaborate on anything new that's happened this year, Jalsa, or any new addition, new feature you would like to share with us?
Well, in one word I can say that every year, by the grace of Allah, there are so many new things which come in the Jalsa. Many a time we are not able to perceive it beforehand. We think it's just another Jalsa. But when actually it begins and we go through it, we see there are always many new things which happen there. The programs of the Jalsa Salana to begin with, then the size of the marquee. This year it's going to be larger than last year. That is one thing. It means that we are expecting more guests as well. More food will be arranged for them, and all the arrangements regarding that. And apart from that, there are certain things which I can say that perhaps they are not even in my knowledge as to what is going to happen. But always when it comes up, there is always something new. Such delegates come from other countries who are not scheduled at this time to come. They suddenly make up their mind and they come here. Some very highly placed official government representatives, they come, and we have to cater for all of them, and we also have the benefit of their views to be listened during the course of the Jalsa. So many new things. As people say that there is a lot of surprises there. So I think this Jalsa is inshallah going to be full of surprises, and all surprises in a good sense, they will be there to enable us to remember the blessings of Allah Almighty.
Jazakallah. Imam Sahib, any message you would like to convey to the guests that might be arriving who are already here, you would like to convey to the guests?
Well, the whole message is that which Huzur mentions generally in his Friday sermon. Preceding the Jalsa and on the day of the Jalsa, when the opening is there, Huzur gives a message. That is the real message to be listened to and to be followed. But in a general way, I can say that all the guests who are coming from very far off areas, maybe they are covering thousands of miles and maybe a couple of days, even coming by air, that is the distance that they have to cover. I would say that they should remember that they are not going to any fun fair. They are not going to any amusement park, but they are coming here for purely a spiritual assembly. It was initiated in 1891 by the promised Messiah ﷺ, and all those people who come from anywhere, maybe local, maybe from Britain or maybe from other countries, they are all classified as the guest of the promised Messiah ﷺ. So they should also remember that they are the guests of the promised Messiah, and they are very fortunate that Allah Almighty is enabling them to participate in the forthcoming Jalsa. So once they keep that point in mind, then I think they should also consider what is their responsibilities and how they can best benefit by their attendance in the Jalsa. Here in my hand is the copy of the Jalsa program, in which we have purposely included some various quotations from the writing of the promised Messiah ﷺ. That will help them during the course of the Jalsa. If they turn to the last page, there is mentioned that why are you coming for Jalsa? And the answer is given in the words of the promised Messiah ﷺ. He has outlined the purpose of attending the Jalsa, the objectives that we wish to achieve. So if they go through these instructions one by one and try to copy that and to follow that and try to abide by those instructions, I think that is what will enable them to achieve the objective for which this great institution has been started.
Jazakallah Imam Sahib for your time. Assalamu alaikum.
अल्लाह से कुछ वादो पैमान के दिन है।